Good morning. Coming to you first thing in the morning. It's Teresa Core. I am here today to talk to you mostly about oral care, but especially about oil pulling. Some of the members are starting to do this, and I wanted to kind of give a little tutorial on it for them and for anyone who might be interested. So oil pulling is part of our habits course. It's a year-long habits course that I teach called Subtle Potency. And Habit 9 is about sense organ care, so come to our senses. So it focuses on how to maximize and lengthen the longevity and abilities of our sight, our smell, hearing, taste, and skin. And so this one is in particular is going to be about the mouth, oral care, and our sense of taste. So the way that we start out in the morning, and normally I would be, this is first thing in the morning, so I did sleep in a little bit last night. It's summertime, so I was up a little bit later last night. So it's around 8:30 in the morning today. So I just got done a few minutes ago doing my tongue scrapings. This is another one of the habits that we teach in the course. You can get this tongue scraper on Amazon or wherever you'd like. But when we wake in the morning, before we've had any water, before we've brushed our teeth, before we've had any food or anything like that, or even put water in our mouth, even just to swish the water in our mouth for fresh breath, we get the tongue scraper out. So I have this next to the sink, and I've got a magnifying mirror. And so every morning, wake up, look at the tongue, assess the tongue. We learn more about that in the class. Scrape the tongue, and what I do is I bend it and get it back on each side because you've got like that natural, when you stick your tongue out, there's sort of a natural divot. So I bend this, get on both sides of that, and what you're doing is you are first looking at your tongue. How does it look? It's going to tell you a little bit about how your digestive system is working. So the tongue is sort of it's an indicator of health, what's going on with the tongue. So again, we can learn more about that in another video and through the class. But what we're doing is we're taking this and we're sort of scraping the tongue gently, 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 not hard. We don't want to make it hurt. Just gently scraping that first surface of gunk, and that whatever's coming off on your tongue scraper is going to be also indicative of the digestive health that's going on. It tells us if it's too gunky or if it's too dry. It gives us indicators about what we might be missing in our diet, or what we might have too much of. It's also said that when we remove that layer of gunk, it also makes them for a more intelligent tongue throughout the day, so that we can sense the seasonings in our food better. So is the food too salty? Is it too sweet? Is it too spicy? Our tongue can start to be more intelligent and let us know that, so that it helps us know what we need. So there's the tongue scraping piece. And then we go to drinking the water in the morning. So this is one of our habits too, is starting the day with hydration. And so I keep this filled in the evening. It's warm to hot water, depending on the season. When it's summer, it's a little less hot. When it's winter and it's cold out, I keep it a little bit warmer, but I fill this up at night, and it stays at a perfect temperature for me when I wake up in the morning to drink that. So the idea is that we drink that whole thing down after you've done your tongue scraping and assessed your tongue. I apologize, scratchy throat this morning. So for the oil pulling, what this does is its job is to pull out bacteria in the mouth. This is, again, it's just an added oral health care. It's not a necessity, but a lot of people really like it. Pulls out bacteria, toxins in the mouth, and it's even said to pull it out from even deeper in the esophagus, which is going to be helpful for me today. So anyway, little mason jar, just basic average mason jar. Coconut oil, we get a big jumbo pack, and we fill this because we use coconut oil for lots of different things in the house, cooking and beauty care. So, and we keep this in the bathroom upstairs with us. These lids I get from, the plastic lids, get from Amazon, pack of like 6 or 8. We love them for our smoothies. They fit on all the different kinds of, most of the different kinds of mason jars. So really handy to have. So, and then I have this little wooden spoon that I just love. I get this from Pampered Chef. I love their wooden utensils. And so this is just great. It just kind of sits on our counter like that. And so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So a little bit about coconut oil. So coconut oil will change throughout the season. So it's summertime right now, so it's pretty soft. Now, if we were at the beach and the air conditioning wasn't working so great, and some people who even don't have great air conditioning, this would be liquid. I would pull this up and it would literally be dripping. With us, middle of summer and air conditioning, it's just perfect texture, I feel, for oil pulling. So, and then if you get into the colder months, it's going to start to harden more and more, and it's going to be like really chunky. And so when you put it in your mouth, you're actually going to have to chew it to get it to start to soften. And the temperature in your mouth is going to do that quickly, but it can be, if you're starting this in the winter, it might kind of gross you out. So just be prepared for that and know that maybe summertime when it's warmer is a really nice time to start with this. So anyway, let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to cut the video off because I'll have a mouthful of oil. And so what I like to do, you can do this, if you're a beginner, you can start this even just for a minute. Just try it for a minute to get used to it. The first time you put this in your mouth, some people will get kind of gaggy because it's just kind of gross feeling, but you get used to that really quick. Important things to know. Once you're swishing, you can swish from anywhere from a minute to 20 minutes, depending on the longer that you go, the more toxins you're going to pull out. I would imagine, I don't know this for sure, but in my practice, what I've learned so far is that 20 minutes is sort of like a maximum in some ways. Even if you get a good 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you're doing good. But if you want to keep going, I've been up to 20 minutes. You could do, and the reason that it can be blah 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 can even be easier to get to that longer time is you can just start swishing and walking around the house. So for instance, this morning, I'm going to start swishing. I'm going to go make the bed. I'm going to go downstairs, greet the dog. I'm going to put a load of laundry in, just kind of tidy up downstairs if something needs tidying, and then come back up here. And so when you're done swishing, really important to know, do not spit it, do not swallow it. The idea is not to swallow it. You're pulling up the toxins, so you don't want to swallow that back down. And also a big glub of this to eat is not a good thing. Don't put it down your sink. That's going to clog your sink. So you want to spit it out in your garbage can. So we do keep a lined garbage can when we're oil pulling so that it doesn't, so we have a wicker can. So I wouldn't spit it right into a wicker can. So we have a little liner on that. And then when we spit it out, it's very, very liquidy. Spit it out. And then if I've been swishing for a little bit, I will actually kind of hang my head over the garbage can, and I just let the saliva continue to come up for another minute or two, because what it's doing, it's really activating those salivary glands, and it's really pulling out toxins and bacteria. And so I'll just sort of hang my head over the lined garbage can for a minute or two and just sort of let that come up. So, and then after that, I will rinse my mouth with some water and brush my teeth and then go about my day. So anyway, talking a little bit too long, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Put it in your mouth, start swishing, go do your thing. When you're done, spit it out in the can. And it is said to not only pull out bacteria and toxins, but it is said to whiten the teeth after you've been doing it for a while. And I even have heard stories about people who have gotten rid of cavities, have actually healed the tooth or through this process. I wish that I knew about this earlier and would have taught my kids at a younger age. So when you think they're ready to understand the concept, you can instill that as a really nice habit for them, for their oral care. And I would imagine it absolutely would lessen cavities. I did not learn it early enough for my kids, so they don't have this practice down now. But Dave did take it on, and so we were both doing it for a while. Again, with habits, all of these habits in the Subtle Potency Habits course, you're going to get a ton of tools for things that you can implement, like many. You're never expected to be able to do all of them. You do what suits you, what interests you. You may do it for a while and then it may slip off. When the seasons change, oftentimes our habits change because our daily routine changes. And so sometimes things that we were doing really well might fall off, or we pick up a new one. So be okay with that. Again, we've done this for periods of time. Longest I think we went was a year, and then we took a break and we're just starting to do it again. So yeah, so anyway, hope you enjoyed learning about this new habit, and reach out to me if you have any questions. All right.